I'm Hazel Barrow. I care for my husband, Robert. He's got mixed dementia. It was first vascular, was the diagnosis. But then because of what he was seeing and that they're questioning whether he's got Lewy bodies with it,
Right.
he was diagnosed in 2017 after a heart attack and a stroke. And I gave up work in 2018 due to the decline in him, that he couldn't be left at home. He was having falls, he was letting himself out the house. So I gave up full-time employment to be a full-time carer. The hardest impact on us was because I've given up work, we are living week to week. We have a budget and that's it. So we couldn't get stuff in and what have you. So we had no milk, no bread. Actually, Tide did step in. Somebody did an interview in then, and Age UK stepped in and we had weekly food parcels to help us through.
Okay.
But it was probably the worst time I wouldn't want to live through again. The care visits stopped. We had a carer who came 4 times a week. I actually got a phone call at 10 o'clock on the Monday morning as she was due to come at 10:30 for 4 hours to say they wouldn't be coming anymore. So that gave me half an hour to go, okay. And what have you. So he's, I just took over everything. The day centre shut. We were deemed non-essential. So because I was here.
So you went from
something every day to nothing. It's been a very, very lonely year. Anyway, in the end, I just cancelled their services. Tide have been brilliant. Yeah, we've done quite a few of their things, the legal side of things, and I've picked up quite a few hints and what have you. And we do the carers coffee catch up on a Thursday lunchtime, which is lovely. It's a small group that we've got really friendly through it, and we wouldn't have met, if it hadn't have been for Zoom and things like that, because they're all different areas. Basically, I just felt let down by our GP, because although I registered as a carer 3 years ago, and previously to that I'd been my dad's carer, so I was registered, same GP and everything, they didn't have me down as being a carer. I think the worst thing's been anxiety, really.
With your husband, do you need to explain to him what's going on, why he can't go out? Has that been an issue for you at all?
It's been hard because he's always been a gentleman. And if we see somebody he knows, he wants to go and shake their hands.
Of course, yeah.
And that you're sort of saying, oh no, you can't. Like even when we went to the dentist, he wanted to shake the dentist's hand afterwards, and the dentist go, no, you just have to, I mean, they're brilliant with him, but he just doesn't understand why he can't go up to people. But we did have a lovely situation last week. We went out one nice morning, and he likes to go and sit down by the pond and watch the ducks and swans. And a little girl, she must have only been about 3-ish, 4, came and sat next to him on the bench and was chatting to him, and he was chatting back, totally random. And the next day, because I sort of said to the mum, he's all right, he's harmless, and the next day they obviously found out where we lived, and she'd done 2 little pictures for us and posted them through the door, with a little note saying, sorry, your brain doesn't work, but it was nice talking to you. It was just like, that is so lovely, But
that's lovely.
Wow. Yeah, but it's just so hard because like the front door's locked all the time, the back door's locked all the time, because otherwise he's off out down the street, and it's just like a prison now. I just want to see the end of these 4 walls. But it has been really hard, and we've had a few behaviour changes going on now. So we've had 2 or 3 occasions where he's been quite aggressive, which is so unlike him. He's always been a happy happy in his own little bubble, really. But yeah, so we've had a skin problem that's been going on for months, and all they've been doing, and I know they've not been seeing people, and they just send me out a different cream to try and a different cream to try. And he'd scratched himself so much his legs were bleeding. And in the end, I rang one and I just cried on the phone and I said, look, somebody needs to see it while it's this bad. So anyway, we went and saw one of the nurses, and she said, oh, tell you what it is, he's dehydrated and his skin is, he gets a little itch, and whereas we'll scratch it and go, that's it, in his mind that itch is permanently there, so she's given us something different, and it's been brilliant.
Oh, good.
Just by going and seeing him.
But you're having to insist that you were actually seen. Because delirium
and I've had
is thing, isn't it?
I've had a real guilt trip one day. He just was pushing every button all day and pushed and pushed and pushed until in the end I turned around and I said, just do us a favour and stop breathing. And I thought, oh God. And then immediately phoned a friend who I've made, whose husband has got the same. And she said, oh, I say that to him about once a week. Don't worry about it. She said, it's just how you're feeling at this, moment in time. She said, don't feel guilty. She said, I did the first time, but, So I thought, oh, well, I just felt so awful saying it, it's, And we've had nights, where he's been up all night. So I'm up all night. I've learned to do without a lot of sleep. The loneliness is the hardest part, and I'm quite a positive person, and I always have been. We've got no family, so it is a very, very lonely place to be in at the minute. Just a change of life, I suppose. It's been hard because I used to swim 3 times a week. I used to do aerobics. I used to do Pilates. I used to do ballet. We did an adult ballet class. None of us were any good at it. We'd all stand on one leg and wobble over and what have you. But you'd laugh with each other then. But, slowly, one by one, I've had to drop doing them because I can't leave him. And then the last thing I did have left, I ran a brownie unit. And COVID, it's a COVID casualty. So we've got no meeting place left. We've got no girls left. So that's closed as well. We are the forgotten ones.